Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you, first of all, for following along with the Hunt Showdown series for new players. We've got two videos. This is the third, and we are going to be covering tools. So we've covered consumables, we've covered traits, and now we are on tools. Now, just to recap on everything that we've explained in the other two videos, they'll be in the playlist. We want to help new players. These videos are geared for new players. Yes, if you are an experienced player and you are watching this, please provide your feedback down for newer players as well in the comments. It absolutely helps. I think as experienced players, you will want to help the community as much as someone like me who's kind of in the middle. I'm kind of just about to become an experienced player, but I'm closer to being a new player. So I think these tier lists are going to be very helpful for you. If you are a new player, definitely follow them. Give us some feedback as to how you feel the game is working through all these videos that we're making. We're going to move on to guns a bit later. For this particular video, we are doing tools. So let's get started. So let's get into the list proper. We've got our trusty tier list up, and the link is in the description if you want to use it. Same as before, we are going to go through it alphabetically, give a brief explanation as to the pros, the cons, nothing too detailed. We don't want it to be a super long video. Tying in with the last two videos. This is going to help you for sure, hopefully make you more successful in your journey playing Hunt Showdown. Starting off with alert trip mines. They can be used for a couple of purposes. Of course, alert trip mine, the self-explanatory. It's used to provide a noise trap and to set them on fire as well. So if someone runs through it, that's what happens. If they're coming through a doorway, if they're running through a bush, people have put them in front of the resupplies. There's a couple of places that you can put them. Choke points, and it gives you the sound notification that there's someone there, and it preoccupies them with their own damage that they need to deal with. You can also use it to pop on to dropped hunters, and you can burn their bodies just by shooting it. So because of that, they're very good. They're very good. So I would put them in A. They are 30. There's something that has only, well, it still has a couple of uses, but not two great uses like this, that also can be used to burn, which will come up in a second. But the next one we are going to go to is bear traps. I would have put them higher, but they've kind of been nerfed a little bit. So the damage output is not as good as it was. You need to pop down, I think it's 3 bear traps now. So for that instance, I would have put it in A, but I'm going to put it in B. It's still good there as a trap. Make people have to deal with their own damage first, their own bleed, while they are coming through a window or through a door, and they do not see that on the ground. Now it depends. One of the skins as well that you can use for the bear traps are also very good. It blends in with the environment depending on where you put it. The ones you find in map are red. These ones are kind of like a silver, kind of greyish tint. But if you have your own skin, which I highly recommend getting, it kind of blends in a bit more. So camouflage, all good. So for that reason, I'll stick that in B. Now, next one. These are pointless. In fact, you know what? I'll go against what I was saying before. Decoys in general, putting them in F tier. So blank fire, decoys, and decoys. These simulate gunfire wherever you throw them, or footsteps, things like that. You're wasting your time, if I'm being honest. You can use them, for a meme build or something like that, or to try them out. You might be just someone that absolutely can use them to full effect. You understand how people play this game and you get joy out of it. But for me personally, I would say do not stick them in your loadout. Do not even think about it. F tier. Now, choke bombs. I absolutely adore choke bombs, especially if you're playing that support role when you are playing with a team. Going on the last video, using like the beetles and other kind of tools and consumables that will help your team as well, and that's what the choke bomb is for. Yes, you can use it in a different way. You can use it to put out your buddy who's dying, who's tried to set him on fire, and you chuck the choke cloud over it. It disperses the choke cloud, and It basically makes whoever's inside that choke cloud cough, and it puts out the fire. So it gives you a chance to revive them. It can be used offensively as well. If someone is in a building and you want to know by sound where they are, you can throw it through a window. It makes them cough. You can then run in. That's why, I don't know, I have this idea of a tool or consumable. I don't know what you'd probably place it. Probably a tool. It would be like some sort of gas mask that protects you from pretty much anything like that. So choke, you will never cough. Blinds, no one uses flash bombs, but it will help you deal with them as well. In general, choke bombs, very, very, very useful. So I say stick them in your loadout if you can. Next one, Concertina trip mines. I'll put it in C because the Concertina explodes out of the trip mine. They bleed. They have to then run through the Concertina. So you get a bit of time to react to it if you hear it, if you've placed it in a doorway, something like that. They can also be paired with poison trip mines. So not only have you've applied bleed, you've now applied poison, and you have a chance of dying pretty quickly. I nearly got killed last night with one of my teammates doing this, a death trap, but luckily I managed to stay up. So I would say they're okay, but there's better things to use, and I'll go with Decoy Fuses in C as well. Now Decoy Fuses, you see the ones at the bottom, it says Decoy. These are a bit more useful because you're simulating the throwing of like a dynamite or something, but there's no kind of explosion at the end. You can throw it in a doorway pretty quickly. If someone's trying to push you, they're going to turn around if they don't have something like Dauntless maybe. And then you can turn that around, you can follow where you've thrown it. They're running away, you shoot them in the back. So there's many ways to use it, but I just don't think you would stick that in your loadout. I would say try it, see if you get any joy out of it. Pennyshot, I will stick that in B as well, probably above the bear traps to be honest. Pennyshot, you got 2 shots in it. It's got a couple of uses that are pretty good. Yes, you can get kills from it, but you have to be pretty up close. The crosshair is very wide, but you can shoot down barricaded doors, and you can kill immolators pretty effectively with very minimal sound. So they do have uses. Some of my teammates do use it and they swear by it, so I'm going to stick it in B. Next one is dusters. For dusters, they are useful because this is something you unlock from the beginning. They're very handy because they are early on, they are unlocked immediately. This is something that can deal with all the AI and immolators. Blunt force damage on immolators is how you kill them basically, so they don't explode and then run after you, set you on fire, etc. And dusters is perfect to do that. Yes, it can get hits on other hunters, but they're not necessarily going to be used for that, so for that reason I'll stick it into B. Next one, first aid kit. First aid kit is king. You're going to use this in every single one of your loadouts. S tier, top of S tier. This is a must. You get 3 of them, more if you have frontiersmen. And yeah, so for that reason, I stick that in S. It's self-explanatory. Use it. Absolutely use it. I use Flair Pistol, but the aiming can be a bit funny. You only get 2 shots as well. You get resupplied through special ammo boxes. You can set people on fire, you can shoot flares and to get a better view of a room, disorientate those inside, etc. So as much as I would put this in A for a new player, I put it at C. There is better ways to burn people's bodies on the ground, after you've dropped them. In a tight situation, you do not want to miss flare. And believe me, even the best players miss. You go onto Twitch, any of the top streamers, they will miss Flair Pistols occasionally. So for that reason, as a new player, stay away from Flair Pistol until you get better. Then I would get that up to A tier. Now this is what I'm talking about. Fuses. I'll put that in B, top of B. I might, no, okay, top of B. I was about to put it in A. Because you get to, does the same job, but it's throwable. You get more of them, you get 5. They're cheaper. They're only 10 hunt dollars. You get to see, as I say, the throwing arc, so you know exactly where it's going to land. So you don't have to be, worry about, how accurate am I going to be with this Flair pistol. They're great for throwing into buildings as well, dealing with any kind of darkness that'll help you see things more, of course, being a source of light. But throwing them in a window, taking a step back, and then waiting for them to come to the window, you're going to see their outline more. That's another example. So for that reason, $10 hunt dollars, I'll put it on top of B. I was very close to putting it for A, because I use fuses at beginning as well before I even use a flare pistol, because they are unlocked from the very start. Heavy knife is not as good as the normal knife. It provides like heavy slashing damage. It's not great. So I'm going to say stay away from it if you can. So that goes into D. Normal knife, I'll put that into B. That just provides either slashing or stabbing damage. Again, not great if you need another option to deal with something like an emulator. Which takes me to the knuckle knife. That's why I'm putting that in A, because you get the option of not only using a duster, you can then stab as well. It's only 10 more hunt dollars than the knife, so it's more useful, gives you more options, and as a new player, that's exactly what you need, especially when dealing with the AI. For that reason, sticking that in A. Next one, poison traps. Now this is what we're talking about, the death trap that we're talking about, paired with Concertina. I don't think it is as good as a Concertina, because you're just poisoning someone, they can run out, it's not going to stop them running away, whereas bleed most likely will. They have to deal with that bleed, otherwise, you know, they're just going to die of the blood loss. So for that reason, I'll stick that just underneath, I'll stick that in D, stay away from it. Even if you are wanting to go down the route of a death trap, that takes 2 of your slots already. Concertina, poison, and then you would run obviously a first aid kit and maybe a choke, or if you're solo, something else like a fuse or like an alert tripping. So it takes up 2 slots. It's not worth it in the beginning. You may want to try it later. It can be quite handy, you know, if you come across a resupply, sticking it in front of the medical packs or something like that. It might work, but for new player, stay away at the moment. So I will stick it into D. Quad Derringer, and this is basically a pocket pistol. I would say to stay away from it. It's not exactly going to help you. It's just an extra failsafe if you are running out of ammo and you have nothing left. So stick it into C. You know, you're not really using it long range or anything like that. You can. I've seen people use it, but they're good. Spyglass, pointless. F. All it does is, well, like a normal spyglass. It's self-explanatory, right? It gives you the distance that you are looking at, how many meters. But it's not that useful. It takes up a slot. It's not great. Throwing knives, throwing axes even. I would stick that top of B, simply because you get 2 of them, and they do the melee damage as well, and you can throw them. They are pretty good, but I would stick throwing knives in A, because you get more of them, and you can deal with more AI, especially if they're bunched together. Sometimes you can get 4 running at you at the same time. Throwing knives deals with them. You might have to throw more of them if you hit them in the arm or something like that, but there's going to be times where you're not going to kill a lot of people with the throwing axe as well. You have to throw both of them, but then that's it, you've got 2. The only kind of drawback with throwing knives is if you lose one, then you need to get a toolbox. If you've used a first aid kit already, you're not getting that tool, you're not getting it back, and you'll get the throwing knife instead, that is to get you back up to the full. So for that reason, A's probably the perfect slot for it, and I would say use it. In terms of a throwing spear, so I use a throwing spear. Problem is, you only get 1 of them, and they're very expensive, 150. For a new player, I like them. They've got a good reach. You have to hit them, you know, upper body, head, etc. You know, you're not going to stab them in the pinky and they die anymore. They are pretty good. If you can only just give you 2 maybe, because they have been nerfed a little bit. So I think I've got to, especially because of the price as well, I'm going to stick that. Yeah, B, that'll do. Okay, so overall, you're looking at the, in fact, actually, let's do that. Put throwing knives above the knuckle knife. That's the top. Like when you're playing yourself, if you are a new player, go down the list, try out anything near the top, and then if it doesn't work for you, move down, choose something else, and you will find something for you, I promise. And then you can try The other option that I was talking about with the Concertina and Poison mines, when you get a bit better with the fuses, jump to a Flair, insta burns, and it's a lot quicker. There's so many different options, but based on the game the way it is now, this is how I would do it. And thank you guys for watching. I hope that tier list was very helpful for you being a new player. Of course, as we mentioned at the beginning, if you are a more experienced player, please do comment down below. We want to make sure that this information is feeding down to new players and it's going to benefit them, get more players into the game. Now, if you want to join us live, we are mostly going on to Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. Again, follow me on highlanderross down there. Got all my socials down there. There's going to be more Hunt Showdown videos. I'm probably going to do something on Hunger as well, which is coming out very soon, I can imagine. We've not had any news yet, but I think it's getting close. We're going to put together a video on tinnitus as well, which I suffer from. We've got a lot of cool things coming up. So definitely subscribe and watch out for those videos. Now I'm going to go on a little break for about a month because I am moving back to Scotland, this place right here. And it's going to take me a while. All my PC stuff is going a month before me, hence why there's going to be a big gap. Please do, in the meantime, watch the videos that we've put already and engage with those, get the information out there, and let's help these new players. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.